famous American naturalist John Muir traveled British Columbia's Inside Passage in 1879, he declared that never before had he been embosomed in scenery so hopelessly beyond description. He steamed through a labyrinth of channels, islands, and fjords, surrounded by mountains higher than the Canadian Rockies, with steep valleys scoured by glaciers plunging down to the sea. For the better part of a century, the picturesque waterways between Vancouver Island and mainland BC were traveled mainly by fishermen and loggers. But such hopelessly indescribable scenery couldn't remain a secret forever. Now, every year, thousands of pleasure boaters and more than 1 million cruise ship passengers tour these once isolated channels. But yachts and luxury liners aren't for everyone. Vacationers who prefer the backwaters far off the cruise ship routes can book a berth on the Aurora Explorer, a 41-meter cargo ship owned by Marine Link Transportation. From a base near Campbell River, halfway up the east coast of Vancouver Island, the Aurora Explorer serves the camps and outposts in the remotest reaches of BC's coastal fjords. She began taking passengers on the freight runs in 1992, and now tourism accounts for nearly half the company's business. Unlike the glittery love boats, the Aurora's staterooms are Spartan but comfortable, and the home-cooked meals are often shared with captain and crew. Passengers are more likely to dress in blue jeans and sneakers than tuxedos and evening gowns, and to enjoy a more rustic kind of entertainment. No casinos or swing bands on this ship, just workmen in hard hats and the hum of industrial winches and forklifts. This is a working coast. Pleasure boaters and Aurora passengers come here not only for the scenery, but to see the industries that thrive in Canada's Pacific waterways. The booming ground near the head of Call Inlet can be a particularly busy place. With only 12 passengers, there are opportunities for everyone to get a close look at the inner workings of a freight ship designed for shallow water and narrow passes. Guests are invited to join the captain in the wheelhouse and take in the panoramic views. The work doesn't stop when the sun goes down. As a shallow draft landing vessel, the Aurora can venture where deep-sea ships would run aground. Nonetheless, in scheduling some stops, the rise and fall of the tides may be a more important consideration than the convenience of daylight. Shallow water is not such a concern in the floating community of Sullivan Bay on North Broughton Island. With a general store, a post office, and even a one-hole golf course, it's an intriguing place for Aurora passengers to step ashore. Well, almost ashore, and stretch their sea legs. Not far from Sullivan Bay, the ocean takes on the silty hue of glacial meltwater that pours down from the mountains above Kinkum Inlet. At the head of this deep-water fjord, below the rounded summit of Smythe Cone, is the abandoned Halliday Homestead. This pioneering family began farming here in the late 1800s, and the land remained in the family for a century. It is now part of a nature conservancy encompassing 431 hectares. These fish-rich waters are known throughout the world for their wildlife. From the moment they step aboard, Aurora passengers constantly scan the ocean for the telltale blows of the wildlife watcher's grand prize, killer whales. These fishy waters are also well known to seafood gourmets, and often the journey from ocean to galley is a matter of minutes. Transporting cargo remains the Aurora's priority. The tourism side of the business allows time for picnics and to stroll the shell beaches and explore the intertidal life at islands like the Birdwood Group. A walk through the rainforest on York Island leads up to old, weather-worn gun emplacements overlooking the windswept seas of Johnstone Strait. During World War II, mariners passing the island were hailed by military patrol vessels and ordered to identify themselves. Those who refused were halted by warning shots fired across their bows. In Seymour Narrows, just around the corner from the Aurora's home port, the waters of Johnstone Strait collide with those of the Strait of Georgia. The currents here are among the most dangerous on the coast, gushing through a channel less than 800 meters wide at up to 30 kilometers an hour. Only a highly skilled helmsman would dare to negotiate this passage. She's not too sleek or luxurious, certainly no love boat. But a voyage aboard the Aurora Explorer is not without romantic interludes. It is, perhaps, a more natural intimacy. The call of an eagle, the fragrance of the sea, and new friendships are the essence of the journey. For further information, please contact Marine Link Tours, Box 451, Campbell River, British Columbia, V9W5C1. Or call us at area code 250-286-3347. Or visit our website, www.marinelinktours.com.